Good day everyone, I'm Lavinia K. April and I am from BSHM 2C Evening. Today I am going to show you the transportation then and now. So, before anything else, what is transportation? Transportation refers to the movement of people, animal, and goods from one place to another. The Philippines is widely known for its rich history and culture. Since then, we Filipinos have embraced what has been passed down to us by our ancestors as we keep them alive in every way possible. Philippine transportation today, of course, has made of several improvements which have now become more and more adaptable to modern infrastructures. Before we dive into the present, let us first take a look back on the past modes of transportation in the Philippines. Here are some of the most notable modes of transportation in the Philippines then. First is horse carriage or kalesa. Even before the 21st or the 20th century, a perfect and well-known example of such is the kalesa. This mode of transportation has been used in the country for several centuries already. Kalesas today are no longer primarily used for transportation in the Philippines. Why? Because kalesas are still serving some of the cultural heritage sites or historical streets in some parts of the history. Second is Carabao carriage or balsa. We all know that the carabao is considered to be the country's national animal, but did you know that it has also been used to move people before? Similar to the kalesa, carabao carriages also have a two-wheel carriage that is used to transport people and goods in the country in the early 20th century. However, carabao carriages today are no longer present in the cities as they are only being used primarily in areas where paved roads are still in the works. Third fast mode of transportation is jeepneys. Following the end of the Second World War, when the Americans left their military vehicles in the country, entrepreneurial Filipinos initiated the idea to convert them into public utility vehicles for mass transit. This mode of transportation has been the cheapest option for commuters in the country. So let's move to the Philippine transportation now. Now that we had our quick visit to the past mode of transportation, it is time that we now indulge in the present. As we have mentioned before, the mode of transportation today is a mix of both old and new. Ever since the introduction of motorized vehicles, there has now been a wide range of choices that people both in the city and provinces can choose from when it comes to transportation. First is jeepneys and modernized jeepneys. If there's one thing that has stayed in the Philippines transportation system, it is the jeepneys. Why? Because these jeepneys are known to cater to more passengers in an air-conditioned vehicle that has also travels the same route the other jeepneys do. Second is motorcycles with cabins or tricycles. Motorcycles with cabins or tricycles is our modern-day kalesa. This motorized vehicle with cabins is enough to carry at least 4 to 5 persons each ride. This mode of transportation is usually used by people whose point of destination is not on the regular route of jeepneys, but the tricycles are allowed to give service are only limited. Third is bicycles with cabins or pedicabs. While we're still in the mode of transportation that involves a cabin, another example is the pedicabs. So what is pedicabs? Pedicabs are still serving some streets in the country. If one wishes to go to a near destination, usually those that are just within walking distance, pedicabs can be spotted near tricycle terminals. Fourth is buses. Public buses are usually used for a city-to-city routes and city-to-provincial area routes and vice versa. Today, buses are well known to be present on the country's national highways. For example, EDSA, where a lane is designated for bus use only, and most of the major bus operators and terminals can be found. Fifth is taxis and transport network vehicle service. Before the rise of off-base TVNS like Grab, Auto, or Uber taxis were the go-to transport vehicle for people who wish to have a more comfortable ride to their destination. Taxis and TVNS operate within and outside the city, usually with an additional rate. 6 is Manila Metro Rail Transit or MRT. MRTs have been in the country since 2000. At present, the MRT line passes through 13 stations in the metro, namely North Avenue, Quezon Avenue, GMA Kamoning, Araneta Center Cubao, and more. The average fare ticket for an MRT ride ranges of 13 pesos to 28 pesos. 7 is airplane. If you're thinking about the quickest way of going from major cities to popular tourist destinations all over the country, then definitely going with via airlines, or taking a domestic flight would be your way to go. In the Philippines, there are more than 40 local airports with airlines connections, as well as local small airports for charter and general aviation. The last mode of present transportation of the Philippines is ferry boats or Ruru. After recovering some of the major modes of land transportation and transportation via airplanes, of course, let's not count ferry rides out of the picture. Travelers in the country have another option, as travel via Rurus is known to be cheaper than travel via airplanes. It is very important to properly plan out of your travel schedule, as a Rurus would entail longer travel hours. As you can see, the past mode of transportation and the present mode of transportation have differences. And now that we have laid down the evolution of the mode of transportation in the Philippines, it would make you wonder how far the innovations and improvements for transportation in the country can go. As we witness the gradual improvements in our transportation system, traveling to your new house and lot of taking a tour for that new real estate investment will always be made easy with your preferred mode of transportation.
Good morning. So here we are going to tackle about the language used from 1980 to 2020, which is the present. First is the Filipino slang or the Kanyo language. The Philippines has rich vocabulary with modified words from languages such as English and Spanish. The fun parts are the slang words, which are invented by locals and continue to evolve through time. So some used or speak Kanyo to sound expensive. The slang words were used from the 60s, 70s, and 80s and up until now, and many words were constructed through time by borrowing and combining words to create a new one. For example is the Lodi, which is a reverse word for idol, Burpa or power when supporting or encouraging someone, and Shota when referring to a friend, significant others, which is from the English word short time. So the recent are the deserve and dog show, which is commonly used when making a joke to someone or something. So here's a video, sample video of a person speaking a Kanyo or a Filipino slang language.
Sorry, excuse me, sorry. Thank you. Yes? Oh, what's this? Oh, your bayad. Why me though? Oh, I'll give it to Manong. Okay. How about the others? Did you bayad na also? I'll give it to Manong sabay na. How about you, your bayad? Did you bayad na? Parang you haven't yata. Come, give na. Give na. Your bayad. I've gotten better in making para. Yeah, like para. Sorry kuya, no. Practice lang. Manong, do you have your aux cord? Can I connect? Or do you have Bluetooth? Can I connect na lang? I'll play my music kasi. Anon? Okay, I'll just listen na lang to the music. It's okay. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I like this song. What's the name of this song? Oh wait, no, I'll just Shazam it. Siri, open Shazam. Shazam the song. Kuya, is it puno na? You can't fit anymore. I can sabit. Kuya, I can sabit na lang sa labas. Yeah, it's arm day naman, so exercise din. You want? It's okay, I can.
Next is the G word. The G language is a language in which after every syllable you put a G and the syllable again. Based on my experience is we used P word, the only difference is the letter P. So we only use letter P instead of G. It is commonly used when backstabbing or when you just don't want others to understand about your conversation. So example for this is tayo. In G word is tagayo go and ikaw is igikagaw. So some Gen Zs don't really have enough knowledge about this language and barely hear it today, unlike the slang or the Konyo language, which is very rampant. So, but in the 90s and early 2000s, it is popular. So, I have a sample video to watch of people saying the G word or the G language.
Jugo pegetaga, agalaga mo go baga, sige nagabigi ko go. Oo naman, agana go pagalaga. Di G words, kaya ko nga rin yun eh. Wege, pagano go mo go nagalaga magan. Kagay nage, tiginugurugu agan, nyaga aga, kogo egi. Magarugunugong pagalaga, sige nage magagjigi words. Ugu nagamagan, aga kagalaga mo go, egi kagaw lagang aga. Siyempre ge, ugu sago kaga, sige agang jigi words aga meging igis kugul. Sagamigin digin. Ugu kage.
Last but not the least is the gay lingo. LGBTQ plus individuals are the main users of a collection of English slang terms known as LGBT slang to quickly and concisely communicate with others in code. Although it has been already used in the 80s, but it was more popular today. So these are the examples of commonly used words.
Filipino gay lingo tayo dyan. Gora! Go, go, go! Ganon! Gora bells, parang let's go, let's leave, ganon! Udra! Father, yes! Sugar daddy, charat! Bro, basta father to die. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. Anech! Anech, ano to? Ganon. What is this in English? Ganon. Ano? What? Ay! Echos! Ay! Para ano to? Ganon. Emelatik. Joke lang. Ganon. Eme lamang. Yes.
And as time goes by, it became more and more complicated and hard to understand. So, just like this,
Try natin kung totoo tayong bakla. Let's go. Malaki katawan. Borta. Borta bells. Bortability. Perfect. Next. Go. Next. Gutom. Tommy. Tommy Abuel. Tom. Tom Jones. Perfect. More. Maharlika. Mahal. Expensive. Mahal. Basta mahal. O, diba? Julanis Morissette. Ulan. Rain in English. Ay, umuulan. Pero laban na yan. Go. Bakla. Becky. Badeng. Baklush. Perfect. Last. Kotak ni Nabalo. Kotak. Kumota ka na be. Kotak ka na sa racket. O, diba? Perfect.
so that's all for today and thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed and learned through this presentation.
Clothing style from 1980s to 2020s. So first is the 1980s. What did boys wear in 1980s? The boys wear a golden era for denim with double denim looks and acid wash jeans, becoming some of the most popular men's style. Denim jackets and vests paired with high-waisted jeans created a fashionable and versatile outfit, perfect for a night out or a casual day at work. Next is what did guys wear in 1990s? Loose cut suits. The 1990s marked a distinctive era for men's suits, emphasizing looser fit, bold patterns, and various textures. As the decade shifted towards more casual and relaxed style, suit jackets became more oversized, often featuring a broad shoulder and longer silhouettes. Next is, what were boys wearing in 2000s? Men's late 2000s fashion was a mix of 1950s and 1980s throwback with a leather men and black leather jackets, overcoats, slim cut jeans, Ed Hardy t-shirts, flannel shirts, and v-neck sweaters. These were often paired with dad's hat and wayfarers or aviators, motorcycle boots, Converse, and Vans, and last are a sneakers. Next is, what did guys wear in 2010s? So the early to mid 2010s witnessed a revival of a grunge fashion in American and were more of a edgy interest of denim ripped jeans and ripped jackets, flannels, animal print coats, printed t-shirts which were frequently color or stone faded, black combat, and boots, biker boots, and leather motorbike jackets. So what type of clothes did people wear in 2020? Fashion that prioritized a comfort, style, and safety also became more popular during the pandemic, including sneakers, long wear, athleisure, pajamas, and zoom tops. Shirts keep close to wear to be put on a video meeting. What are the difference from the 1980s to 2020s clothing from boys? The clothing style for boys have a differently changed a lot from 1980s to 2020. In the 80s, boys often wear bright colors, tight-fitting jeans, and graphic tees with bold patterns. They also rock hairstyles like mullets and bowl cuts. Nowadays, boys' fashion is more diverse and influenced by a sweatwear, athleisure, and even retro style. You'll see a mix of baggy jeans, jogger, hoodie, a graphic tees, sneakers, and trendy accessories. Fashion is always evolving. That's it.
Popular 1980s clothing are high-waist denim jeans, especially in pastel colors, and acid wash finishes. A lightweight cotton or chambray jumpsuit is also a trend back then. So, 80s summer jumpsuits came in pastel blues, yellows, and pinks. In 1980s, women are entering workforce, so a working woman would typically wear a coordinating pair of slacks or an A-line midi-skirt. Slacks were typically high-waisted with a pleated front and straight-cut legs. The 1990s fashion was all about layering. You would layer shirts, sweaters, jackets, and even scarves. The more layers you had, the better. It's no wonder that people in the 90s always looked so stylish. Also, being comfortable was the key. So many people in the 90s wore baggy jeans and loose-fitting shirts. The 2000s was an era of first taste reality shows, TV stars, the start of influencer culture, and fashion aesthetics, from hip-hop fashion to emo, streetwear, scene, and athleisure. As the decade went on, 2000 fashion began to take cues from the 1960s bohemian looks. Yoga pants, low-rise jeans, cowl-neck shirts, peasant tops, copper pants, crop jackets, and dresses over jeans were the popular outfit choices for women. Fashion cycles typically repeat themselves. and the early trends from the 2010s are already making a comeback. Midi skirts have taken on many forms over the years and have now become a wardrobe staple. The leopard print skirt has been the most popular variation, but midi skirts also come in a wide range of patterns and styles. Animal prints took over during the early 2010s, and now they're coming back in full force. Leopard print and snakeskin have been the two most popular trends. Everything from coats to leggings can be found in animal print. High-waisted shorts also came into fashion in the early 2010s and never really left. The high-waisted movement completely replaced the low-rise trend that has popular throughout the previous decade. The clothings of the 2020s represent a departure from 2010s fashion and feature a nostalgia for older aesthetics. They have been largely inspired by styles of the early to mid 2000s, late 90s, 80s, 70s, and 60s. Early in the decade, several publications noted the shortened trend and nostalgia cycle in 2020s fashion and up to this day.
Comparing of 1980s food and 2020 food. So first is there are three food trends in 1980s. So first is convenience foods. As I mentioned earlier, the 1980s were all about convenience. Microwaves, dinners, canned foods, and prepackaged meals were all the rage. And the next is the second is diet food. The 80s saw the rise of diet foods and drinks like Coke and low-fat versions of popular foods. People were becoming more health conscious, but the focus was more on low calories and low fat and foods rather than whole and processed foods. And the third is exotic food from other as cultures like sushi started to become popular in the 80s. People were beginning to explore different cuisines and flavors. Is 2020s. There are four patterns in 2020s. So first, plant-based food. Second, sustainability. Third, health and wellness. And the lastly is global flavors. So I explain this. So first is plant-based food. The 2020s have seen a huge rise in the popularity of plant-based foods. More people are choosing to eat less meat and more fruits, vegetables, grains, and legumes. And and the second is sustainability. So there's a big focus on sustainability to eat locally sourced seasonal foods to reduce their carbon footprint. So third is health and wellness. So while people in the 80s were focused on diet foods, people in the 2020s are more focused on overall health and wellness. This means eating whole unprocessed food and paying attention to things like gut health and inflammation. And the lastly is global flavors. So while the 80s saw the rise of exotic foods, the 2020s have taken it a step further. People are not exploring different cuisines, but they're also blending flavors from different cultures to create new exciting dishes.
So the technology I choose is an amplifier. In the 1980s, amplifiers were an essential component in audio system, serving the purpose of enhancing and amplifying audio signals for a variety of applications. Amplifiers of that are were primarily used is some audio system, professional, music, production, and live performances. This is the amplifier. Based on my experience when I was a kid, if I woke up early in the morning, I always heard old music, especially the Bee Gees, the Carpenters, and Metallica. This amplifier has a lot of memories of me because my father always listened to an old song every week in the morning. The Sakura amplifier from the 1980s is a vintage audio equipment that is highly regarded by the audiophiles and music enthusiasts. It was known for its high quality sound reproduction and robust build quality, making it a popular choice among music professionals and enthusiasts during that era. In the 1990s, amplifiers continued to play a crucial role in audio system and experienced notable advancement in technology. Amplifiers of that era catered to various applications, including home, audio, professional audio production, live performances, and car audio. Pioneer Arion Audio Equipment manufacturer produced several amplifiers in the 1990s that were highly regarded for their quality and performance. Pioneer's amplifiers from this era often showcase technological advancement and innovations that contribute to their popularity among music enthusiasts.
The evolution of technology. The 2000s were a great decade for technology. We are still seeing influences from this recent time of period today. In case you don't remember, here are some of the technologies that change everything by making our lives easier and more enjoyable.
Number 1. USB flash drives placed floppy drives and optical discs. When they first debuted in 2000s, they had what now seems like a laughably small capacity, only 256 megabytes. The first commercially available USB flash drives was the Thumb Drive, produced by Singapore company Trick Technology in 2000. Later that year, IBM came out with its own model, the Disk 1 Key. Today, the sturdy drives support up to 256 gigabytes, but more importantly, they inspired consumers with the idea of portable personal storage that goes anywhere. In idea, cloud-based storage services like Dropbox are taking to the next level. The best inventions of 2020, the phone that doubles as a notebook, Microsoft Surface Duo. Is it a phone or is it a notebook? In the case of Microsoft Surface Duo, the answer is it's both. The dual-screen Android smartphone opens like a spiral binder, revealing a pair of screens. Unfold it, and it's a digital notebook. Drag items from one app to another. Expand a single app to fill both screens. Or use a Surface pen to get some writing done on one screen while you chat on the other. You can also fold the device back over itself and use the single screen as a traditional cell phone. The Surface Duo feels like a concept device, but also a glimpse into a future of mobile computing. It won't replace your iPhone and its killer camera just yet, but it's easy to see how it one day might.